Hi there, it's Alina from Xactimate Mastery here, and I had an excellent point come up today during a group coaching call that we were in. There's a differences report that used to come up whenever you did repricing. So if we go from February of 2019 and now the repairs, the adjuster wrote it in February 2019 and the repairs being done today, we need to show those updated labor and material costs. That's why we pay so much for Xactimate, is so that we can use their pricing system and get updated pricing. So when you do the reprice on the desktop version of 28, it'll show you the view details area. It'll show you the differences between the two price lists and what's gone up and down and how it's all working. However, on the online version of 28, it's gone. New X1 version of 28, they took it out of there too. Don't know why, but I'm going to show you on the desktop version how to look at the view differences, and then we're going to go ahead and run some other reports to combat the missing area that you'll see as I walk you through this with the online version of 28 and the new X1. We have a workaround, I think, that I figured out. So let's go take a look at repricing and how we can see the details of what's being repriced. This is the desktop version of 28, and you'll see the differences here when I go into the online version of 28 and then on X1. So let's start here in the desktop version of 28. I have a very outdated price list here. This is for Salt Lake City, Utah in December of 2012. So let's get that updated to September of 2019. Just drop down that list and select the new price list, and we're going to use the existing jurisdiction. That's fine. Left click OK. And it's going to ask me, do I want to reprice? Yes, I do. I'm going to bring that up to current labor and material pricing. Now that's exaggerated. Most insurance claims can't be open for that long, and it would be a very weird circumstance if it was 7 years later. But I just wanted to kind of exaggerate it so you can see what's going to happen here. Then it's going to ask me just some questions here. If the item differs from the price list, do I want to pause? I always just click OK. I never use any of these options, as I've never found them very useful. If you do have an option that you find useful, be sure to comment below. I'm going to left click OK, and then you'll see the difference. Oh my goodness, over 7 years we've increased almost $3,200. And then you have a view details button that comes up, and this is awesome because you can see which line item is before and after pricing, and it's a little differences report here that we can see, and this is very useful. Even if you're updating it over the course of a couple of months in a storm season, it can be substantial. So 7 years, yeah, it's a little exaggerated, but whenever storms hit in those large metro areas, pricing rises pretty quickly, and Xactimate tries to keep up. And it's good to see where the differences are, especially if you're trying to talk with an adjuster and say, hey, you know, September's pricing is really what we need to be at because it's current labor and material pricing. I can't go back and buy shingles from February of 2019. I have to purchase them today because that's when we're doing the repair. So that's the argument there, and then you can see the differences here, so you're prepared to see where the prices have risen the most and just be educated on what's going on. So RFG 300S, the replace, that was one of the bulk things that went up. Our ice and water shield went up quite a bit, and some other things. It's just fun to take a look at this. If you're wanting to find it on X1, the X1 version here, you won't. So I got with tech support today and I confirmed. As you can see, I'm in the parameters section. I'm doing a reprice, as you can see there. I've got a little bit of a difference, not much, and that's not the point here. Even though the difference is just minimal, I should, if I was on the desktop version of 28, I would be able to see the view details. You cannot see view details here in the X1 currently. So it is September 2019. Maybe the programmers will update this and Xactimate will allow that to come back, but as of right now, not showing. So that's going to be your X1. And then also for the online, you would see that the same thing is going to happen here. I'm going to go into the main tab, claim info, sub-tab parameters. I can change the price list here to be updated to September, and it's going to go through the process of repricing. And again, the view details button is missing. So what can we do if we're using X1 or the online version of Xactimate? What you can do is go ahead and duplicate, and I've already done this, so let me go ahead and just show you how to do this, I'm going to go ahead and take the estimate that I've already written and I want to reprice, but I want to see the differences. I can go and right click, duplicate, and then I would name the new project old or new. So maybe you're duplicating the one with the old price list. You're going to put the new price list on your duplicated estimate. That's fine, whichever way you want to go back and forward. But you do need to name it something different so that you don't get lost. So I'm going to take the old estimate here. I'm going to go and put that older price list on it here. And it's the price list itself that governs. Checkpoint price list is in the background. It's its own entity. It's like a read-only file. The price list lies on top of the checkpoint price list, and that's why you're going to see the two. But I can tell you right now the pricing is September. We are going to go back to August and have it as an old, go through the process. Okay, now we're going to go and see how we can run a differences report. So in the report screen, and we do have reports under documents in X1. So I'll show you that in a second where that's located in X1, but in 28 we have a reports. And what we can do is go to the differences report, and we can use a baseline estimate. So that's the old. Let's assign what is our comparison. Go to smart list here, and we're going to look at the regular pepper. There we go. Dean Pepperoni is actually his name. And then we can run that by clicking print here on the online version. There you have it, your differences report, which is something similar to what you have for your view details. It's just a lot more clicks and not as easy to come about, but hey, we can make it work. And you can see here the differences and how it came up with that. So run that. If you have any other ideas of how to get a report or something similar without having to run a differences report, if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. But that's my workaround for the online version and X1 for right now. If you're going to do the differences report in X1, you want to go to Documents, Reports on the ribbon over here, and then that will get you down to your differences report. And you can use a baseline estimate and then choose a comparison here and run it just the same way as I did for the online version. So hope you guys enjoyed that topic. If this is something that you're interested in, please be sure to hit the like button below so I know to make more videos on these types of topics. And if you have any suggestions on how you would handle finding the differences between the price lists in that comment section below, let me know. I'd be very interested to see what you guys' opinions is. My name is Alina Wilson with XM8 Mastery. If you have more information on what I do, go to xm8mastery.com. Hope you have a great week in your business, and I will see you next week.